10th, and I said last week that I was going to finally officially kick this group off, this community I've created off as of April 10th. So for those of you who are new, maybe you just joined in the last week, I created this community a year ago because I really felt like God was telling me this is something He wanted me to do. To use the platform He's given me with my business as an online health and fitness coach, as well as an in-person instructor and trainer, and the platform He's given me on social media to do more than just talk to women about health and fitness, but to also talk to them about how we can truly transform our lives in all kinds of ways, whether it's, our faith in general, whether it's something to do with our families, whether it's our thoughts, which is a big one for me and one that I plan to talk about a lot, whether it is fighting that desire, that tug to conform to everything around us and to compare ourselves, whatever it is. I just really felt like God was saying, your purpose with your business is not just to help women improve their health and fitness. It's to help them improve in other ways as well. And I don't feel like that's something that I'm meant to do alone. I don't think it's something that I'm completely qualified to do alone. I think that it's meant to be a community of women who are committed to this and who want to do this, who want to change certain things in their lives for the positive, and who also want to have an impact on the lives of other women around them and in their own community, in their own world. So that's the purpose of this group that I've created here on Facebook. And the first thing that I want to say is thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. There are currently to date 45 members in the group. So I'm going to remember that. April 10th, 2017, 45 members in the group. And I hope that it will just explode from there, honestly. I would love for you to invite other friends of yours, women, who are in your family, in your circle of friends, to be a part of this, because I think that together we can do a whole lot more than what I can do on my own or what we can do as a small group. So it is intended for women. Just keep that part of it in mind, but I would love for you to invite other people to join us in here. So I wanted to come live today to kind of kick this off, to kind of tell you all what to expect as a member of this group, what my plan and my ideas are for this community, and also to share what I believe is an extremely powerful message with you from a book that I am in love with, that has kind of changed my life over the last 6 months or so. So first of all, let me just tell you a little bit about kind of what to expect here. My plan is to post on a regular basis. I don't think that it will be every day. I don't want to overwhelm anyone. I know that everybody's busy. They've got messages coming at them from every angle via text and via social media and all that kind of stuff. So, but I would say probably on average, at least 3 times a week that I personally plan to be present in this group by either sharing an article or sharing my own personal thoughts or going live in a video. I'm going to commit to 3 times a week to start. Now that may grow. It depends on how the interactive side of this group goes and how much you guys want to participate and want me to share. I also want it to be a place where I'm not just talking at you all the time, but where you guys feel like you're able to share as well. If you have thoughts or something that you read that was profound to you and that you feel like applies to what the purpose of this community is, then I would love for you to share that as well. I don't plan to need to have any rules as a part of this group, but if it ends up getting really big and I need those, then I will put that into place. It's not meant to be a place where any of us promote anything. It's just meant to be a community where we can talk to each other, where we can have open dialogue, share things that impact us, share tips and resources that revolve around the topics that are a part of this community. And then throughout it, I will definitely be offering you guys some opportunities to connect with me as a coach in different ways, because I'm evolving my business to include a lot more than just health and fitness. So that is my intent with this. I'm going to commit to 3 times a week to start out with, and it may grow from there. I would like to go live at least once a week, and I would love to turn that into a time where we're able to interact with each other, and maybe there's Q&A if we have a topic we're discussing or anything like that. Who knows, maybe we'll get to a point where we feel like we want to all read a book together and we do some sort of book club together. I mean, honestly, I just think the ideas are endless here, and that it could be a whole lot of fun, and I'm really anxious to see how God uses this this community for good and to help each of us to transform our lives. So that is the purpose, and I want to say welcome. I want to say thank you for being here, and like I said, please feel free to invite other people to be a part of this community. I actually have a direct URL that you can send them, so you don't have to, add them on Facebook, but you can. You can send them to betransformedcommunity.com. It will take them directly to this group page, and they can click that they want to join, and then I just approve them. All right, so I want to keep it short, but I do have something I wanted to read to all of you today. And it's just an amazing message. It's something out of the book called Present Over Perfect. If you haven't read this book and perfectionism is something that you struggle with, or that you battle, or you know that you are not doing a good job of really being present in your life and with the people that you love, I highly recommend this book. I read it for the first time last October. I've gone back to it and reread certain sections of it over and over again. I've highlighted it like crazy because it really spoke to me. And the reason is because this is something that I really struggle with. I struggle with perfectionism. I have for as long as I can remember. I have to fight my desire to want to look and be and perform and present myself in a perfect way all the time. I'm getting much better at it, but it feels like a disease at times. And I have also noticed that I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I love what I do for work so much that if I'm not careful, it can take over in my life and prevent me from being present with the people that I love and in the situations in my life. So this book was really profound to me for that reason. What I want to read to you is something that the author wrote in here that it was just one of those things that when I read it, I just was like, it just like hit me right in my soul. And I think that many of you will be able to connect with it as well. So here's what it says. What it seems the world wants me to be is really skinny and really tired. If I could shrink and hustle, I'd be right there. Skinny and tired. Shrink and hustle. This is what our culture wants women to be. Skinny and tired from relentlessly shrinking and hustling. To be clear, I have nothing against people who are really skinny, whether that's just how God made their bodies or because fitness and nutrition are central parts of their lives. You do you, skinny people. But I'm going to do me, and me is not skinny. I'm just not, and I have lived all my life, nearly 40 years, believing a fantasy that I'm just about 6 months away from finally being skinny. Then she goes on to say, and so at long last, I'm making peace with medium and choosing to be happy. Rested, not exhausted, not afraid, not wired and panicky all the time. This is countercultural. This is rebellious. So, side note now, this is me talking. This is one of the things that I loved about this section in this book, and why I think it applies to what we're talking about here in this coaching and community group. My whole goal is that we focus on being transformed, that we don't conform to the pattern of the world, but we work to be transformed, and that starts in our minds. What did she just talk about? She just talked about what the world wants us to be, and to be those things would be to conform to what the world wants us to be, but to not would be to transform and to be different. It's countercultural. It's a little bit rebellious to not do those things, right? The messages of the world say in no uncertain terms, ruin yourself and starve yourself, wring yourself out, ignore your hunger, your soul, your sickness, your longing. Exhaustion and starvation are the twin virtues of that world, but I will not live there anymore. And then I'm jumping ahead a section because I just love this passage as well. She says, she quotes a verse in the Bible. And another note that I want to make is that you don't need to believe the same thing as me or the same thing as other people in the group. I will reference certain things about my faith and the Bible and what I believe, but I by no means expect every woman in this group to have the same faith as me or to believe the same things as me. I think we have so much to learn from each other by accepting our differences in those areas. Now, I don't want it to be a place where we start to argue with each other about our differences in those areas, but I just want you to know that when I'm sharing these things, I'm sharing it from the heart about things that have touched me and what I believe, but I'm not doing it in a way that I expect anybody to conform to what I'm saying or to necessarily 100% agree with everything. But she quotes a Bible verse and she says, God's voice thunders in marvelous ways. He does great things beyond our understanding. He says to snow, fall on the earth, and to the rain, be a mighty downpour. And so that's from Job 37:5 and 6. She says, I love the freedom and grace that flood through me when I read this passage. I love the simplicity of that, the tremendous weight that it takes off my shoulders. God is asking me to be the thing He's already created me to be. And He's asking you to be the thing that He's already created you to be. He says essentially, do your thing. Do the thing that you love to do, the thing that you've been created to do. So many of us twist ourselves up in knots trying desperately to be something else, someone else, some endless list of qualities and capabilities that we think will make us loved or safe or happy. That's an exhausting way to live, and I know because I've done it. God tells the rain just to pour down. He tells the snow to simply fall. What are the things that He's asking you to do? The things that He made you to do? The things that you do effortlessly and easily? What do you do with the ease and lightness of snow falling? Many of us have wandered so far from those things. We've gotten wrapped up in what someone else wants us to be, what we thought would keep us happy and safe, and to gain approval. Think about your adolescent self, your child self, the you've always been. God imprinted a sacred, beautiful collection of passions and capacities right onto your heart. What do you love? What does your passion bubble over for? So much of adulthood is peeling off the layers of expectation and pressure and protecting those precious things that lie beneath. We live in a culture that shouts, that prescribes rather narrowly what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a success, what it means to live a valuable life. But those definitions require us to live on a treadmill, both literally and figuratively, always hustling to fit in, to be thin enough and young enough and sparkly enough, for our homes to be large enough and spotless, our children well-mannered and clean-faced, our dreams orderly and profitable. But that's not life. That's not where the fullness of joy and meaning are found. The snow is only meant, created, and commanded to fall. The rain is only meant, created, and commanded to pour down. You were only meant, created, and commanded to be who you are. Weird and wonderful, imperfect and messy and lovely. What do you need to leave behind in order to recover that essential self that God created? What do you need to walk away from in order to reclaim those parts of you that God designed that are unique to you and for His purposes? So I know that was a little bit long, but it's an amazing passage, and I think that it really just captures what I want the essence of this community to be: open and honest, real and raw, even if it's messy, and for us to just share and kind of do life together and to transform ourselves and the people around us together. So welcome to the community. I'm so glad that all of you are here. I would love to hear what you think of what I shared today below. So if you have a chance to watch this and give me your input, that would be awesome. But just kicking things off today, April 10th, we've got 45 new members, and I want to see that number go up because I think that we can do a lot more together. So thanks, you guys. Have a great day.